What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the program. I am Mace, and here is my review for The Invisible Man. This was, of course, based on a book that came out 123 years ago by H.G. Wells in 1897. H.G. Wells, the pioneer of science fiction literature, an absolute legend in science fiction. So it's interesting. I'm sure a lot of people probably don't know that. But it's funny, man. And there was also a 1933 film called The Invisible Man as well, another famous movie. So this reboot, at least I can respect it in the sense that there's a little bit of a spread, at least a little bit of a spread between when the original film came out and when they're releasing their new reboot. Nowadays, a reboot is being made, or a remake is being made, of a movie that came out like 6 years ago. And they think that the public forgets. Anyways, they have no original thoughts in Hollywood. They suck. But sometimes you get well-crafted, taut suspense thrillers like this one, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I wholeheartedly enjoyed it. It did have a few moments that felt a little cliche, a little slowed down, but anyways, let's get into it. The cinematography was very well done. It was suspenseful, claustrophobic at times, very unnerving. So in that respect, I enjoyed the cinematography immensely. The soundtrack, the score, man, it was kind of an electronic, very foreboding, very menacing, and sparsely used at places. So in a lot of the suspenseful scenes, they would parse back the music a little bit and use it in these sharp jabs almost, and to create suspense, and it worked beautifully. Elisabeth Moss, like I said, man, she carried this. Of course, she from fame from Mad Men, The Handmaid's Tale. She's a fantastic actress. She nailed the role. Definitely was very believable. And the movie has this underlying, of course, sort of correlation, conflation that you could make with abusive relationships, spousal abuse, domestic violence, just the helplessness that she feels. And you can see it in her body language, in her reactions, and the way that she speaks throughout the film, that this man, even in death, is affecting her and manipulating her in these brutal ways, and nobody will believe her. And the movie really plays with that because he's an invisible man. So at the beginning, when she finally tells people what the hell is going on, things start turning up in her bathroom. She goes, okay, he's tormenting me now. She goes to a job interview and she goes to open her briefcase and all of her plans have been removed. So her interview is absolutely, just bombs, and she doesn't get the position. And she keeps getting all of these, tormented, devious situations happening to her. And she realizes pretty quickly that this is him. This is the abuser, the man that she was trying to escape. Because the very first scene in the film, she's escaping him. She's trying to escape him, and she's unable to do that because he always has a hold on her. And there's some twists and turns along the way, definitely. I won't spoil, or we can just go into spoilers right now. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. Basically, the guy has invented a suit. He's a world leader in fiber optics, a world-leading scientist in fiber optics, and he's invented this suit which makes him invisible. I'm not sure the exact details of the original H.G. Wells novel. I'd like to go and look to that now and find out how he's able to make himself invisible in that plot, considering that novel came out in 1897. It'd be interesting to know what they did originally to solve that plot device. And he has this suit, has like 1,000 cameras on it looking all around, and then they reverse project, I guess, to make him invisible. They could have played around with the invisibility a lot more. However, I thought they built suspense really well in a lot of those slow scenes that were in the houses, and you really felt for her character when there's one scene in particular where she strikes the daughter of the man who's sort of a very good friend of hers and allowing her to stay here after she escaped her abuse. And the invisible man, it's her ex husband, and he strikes the poor little girl. And of course, she looks up. She's very confused and stunned. And the only explanation that her mind can come up with, due to only those two people being in the room, in her eyes, even though the invisible guy is there and smashed her in the face, she screams out for her father. And it's just so saddening because Elizabeth Moss character she's 100%, helpless. And the father comes into the room and he says, "What's going on here? Like, how could you do this? We need you out of this house." And she says, "I would never do this. I would never strike your daughter. I love you guys." And that was really disheartening. And she played that scene so well. So a really, really powerhouse performance, I think, by Elizabeth Moss. I think she was great. She was great. Anyways, I think that's about all I got to say for the most part. Yeah, cinematography was fantastic. I thought they did a good job considering the material is derivative, but what isn't derivative nowadays? So overall, yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up. Definitely a thumbs up. It's not, best film of the year or anything, but I do think it was very, very well done and had some good scares. And like I said, my friend of a friend, my girlfriend's friend had PTSD in the morning. I shouldn't joke about PTSD, but she was quite affected by the film, just the stimulus, the visceral nature of the scenes. So anyways, that's what I got to say. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye.